feel about Brandon? Professionally or personally?
Frick you, scary man!
But yeah, it's always an interesting time with Brandon. Yeah. I believe he either acts as 7 or 37.
I like your snowman. Like me.
Depending on the day. And that's something that's very interesting for me as his boss to have to deal with and handle. So
Have I ever questioned Brandon's decisions on the clock? Hey, what if we went down the ramp and came back up?
No. We go this way.
I've worked night crew longer than him.
I'll admit it, I didn't really like it at first. It was kind of dumb. But now, I don't, it's kind of good.
101, 102, 103.
Working with Brandon. Hannah! Honestly, it's kind of like babysitting.
No, we don't kick trash cans.
But I also see it as practice for when I have kids someday.
I think Brandon loves people really well. I just don't have time to wait in line.
Bro, you don't know that many people that well.
10%.
Yeah, I'll admit it. I did it.
Stop! Stop it! Stop! Stop!
What does that even do?
Do you want to go to lunch? I'm hungry.
Hi, hungry. I'm Brandon.
Why does he keep doing that? I'm just so tired of it.
I'm so tired. I'm Brandon. Why does he pronounce bag as big? I've never understood that. Oh, this is supposed to be nice things about him? Mobby. Okay. Brendan is honestly one of the most joyful people that I've ever met. He literally just walks into a room and just makes it just everyone in the room is happy around him. And I think part of that is just partially because of how vulnerable he is. There's been even times my first couple weeks into knowing him, he's shared some pretty heavy stuff with me, and it's inspiring to see that someone actually is willing to be open with me and invite them into their life. So that's been really inspiring for me. But another thing to see is how caring he is. It's crazy to see because Christians in general, yeah, sure, they are comparing them to the average Joe. They're just normal. They love people more than non-Christians. But Brandon's built different. It's hard to put into words, but he is much more loving than even the average Christian. And it's so cool to see that and how he uses that in his life, and just to encourage other people. And even literally just a couple days ago, he pulled me aside just to talk, just to see how I was doing, and just made me feel really good about myself. And that's just, you don't come by a lot of people who can do that.
In reality though, working with Brandon has been just nothing but a joy. he's been the kind of coworker that'll stick by your side and be a voice of reason from time to time throughout whatever's going on. And so I just think that I've been very blessed to have considered him a friend and to have worked these semesters and these breaks with him. And I hope wherever he goes, he's close enough to where we can still keep in touch.
Brandon was one of my first friends when I started working Night Crew, and I was really appreciative of him and of everything that he kind of welcomed me into. It was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing, and I only knew one person coming in, but he was definitely that person who made me feel welcome and made me feel special on the job. And even outside of work, when we'd hang out, play games, sit up at the Night Crew Plus table or at the couches, I always knew that I was welcome with him. And I've seen him show that same love to everybody else on the crew, and that's just been really wonderful to see him grow in that. And I've appreciated working with him and all of the really dumb stuff that we do sometimes, but ultimately I know that he's always going to stay the same stable person I've known him to be, and that he will continue showing the love of Christ to those around him and doing a good job in whatever he does.
What do I think about Brandon? Yeah, Night Crew was something that I had really high expectations for coming into, and Brandon has played a huge role in just having those expectations just blown out of the water. He's just played a really big role in my time here at Night Crew, even though it's only been a few months. He's been someone who's made me laugh on a really hard day. When I've been at a 2 or 3, he's jumped me up to a 7 by the end of the shift. Someone who I've just really looked forward to working with. And he's been an awesome leader that I've been able to serve under, and just has a really great example to lead on Night Crew. He's someone who's just really made me feel loved and welcomed into a family that I was kind of nervous walking into. So I was just really honored to have known him, and I'm really excited for what he's gonna do for the kingdom and where Christ is taking him in his journey. So definitely be praying for him and everything that he has. And I'm gonna miss his hugs, and I'm at like a 1 thinking of him leaving. But I know God has a really big plan for him.
Brandon, well, what can I say about Brandon? I think he's a good guy in general, but well, he's a great guy with helping a lot with work, and it's just amazing to, like, he's always helping and he's giving the best of him. So yeah, I like him. He helped me a lot in the beginning, so yeah.
Okay. As a leader, Brandon has this unique skill where he can make everybody he's working with on the crew feel safe and like they're at home, and I feel like that's such a unique skill that I definitely learned from him, just seeing his leadership. And so he's definitely irreplaceable in that way on the crew, but also he, as a friend, not only do I value him because of what he gives and how he's faithful and he's loving and unselfish, but also just for who he is as an individual. And so he's irreplaceable both on the crew and both as just a friend. And yeah, we're all super sad to see him go. If I'm being real, working with Brandon was great. Sure, he was too chaotic sometimes or get distracted at work, but overall, it was good. Night Crew wouldn't be the same without him, and it's gonna be really weird not seeing him around on the job next semester. He has supported everyone around him so well, and I thought he was kind of weird and a big nerd when he first got here, and don't get me wrong, I still think that, but he's become one of my closest friends. There's been a lot that's happened at work and in life in general, and he's always been there and willing to laugh and have tough conversation when life sucks. He will definitely be missed on the crew next semester, and don't tell him I said this, but he's actually pretty cool.
I met Brandon before I actually came to the movie, and that's because he worked with Micaiah, and I thought he was really fun when I talked to him before that. And coming in, it was really nice to have him on Night Crew because he created a very welcoming environment. He always talked to me and just seemed like he was always there for me. He'll always ask me how I'm doing. He definitely tries to include everyone, which is what makes Night Crew very nice. I've talked to him a few times about what he plans to do after, and I think that he has a great plan and he's got a great heart, and I think he's going to be very successful no matter what he goes into, as I think he'll be successful in ministry or anything else that he goes into. He is going to definitely make a mark on people in the world, just like he's made a mark on the people here at Moody.
It could be very long and it could be very short semester, but for me it was really good time like being with you. So but I'm so sad that you're gonna be graduated already. So at first time I met you, you just came to me with a hug, and it was really like so like good, because in Korean culture we don't have any hug, but I never felt like hug is really good like conversation with physical like conversation, something like that. So you're only one person who I can go with hug to man actually. I mean like so I'm so appreciate you, and as a leader, like night crew leader, you did really well, and you're like such a good leader for us. So, and it is so sad you're leaving, but I know God has planned in your journey. So I cannot be sad. I should be like happy with that, and I will pray for it.
Brandon is truly a gem, and I don't think I've ever met anybody quite like him. I know I'm not the first to say that he just made me feel super welcome and like I always had a friend on night crew. I'll always be thankful for those first few lead shifts that we had together when I first started, because I know that that was a really big part of me coming out of my shell and getting to know the rest of the crew. And it's definitely going to be so weird without him next semester. Like, there's definitely going to be a piece missing that everybody's going to notice. But we all love him, and we're going to miss him. And I just hope he knows that he's seen and heard by me and the family.
So Brandon, I just want to say I am so grateful to all of the work that you've done on this crew, and especially the fact that you stayed an extra semester. Now, you may think, didn't love it, but I certainly did, because the amount of help and encouragement you've been to me throughout this semester and throughout your time at Moody has just been so encouraging. Especially as I've stepped up into this position, you have just been right there with me and been helpful, and just like, honestly, I don't know that I would be able to just do even half a decent job if it wasn't for you helping me and being there with me. You are such an encouragement to this crew. You are so fun to hang out with, and I honestly have just loved getting to know you. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so excited to see what the Lord does in your life, because that's one thing I've seen through our time together is just how you love him and how you want to serve him. So thank you so much for all the time and energy that you have put into night crew and how you've cared for all of us here. I'm just so grateful for you.
Overall, working for night crew has been pretty great. I really have no complaints. I just lost the game.